Welcome back. A controversial tweet by a self-help guru has sparked a huge backlash and launched a massive online debate about what it means to be beautiful. The new Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue hit the newsstands today, and one of the cover models is Yumi Nu, a Japanese-Dutch recording artist and model. Most people praised the choice of a curvier cover girl, but not everybody. Dr. Jordan Peterson, a clinical psychologist and YouTube star, tweeted a picture of the cover with this comment: "Sorry, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that." As you can imagine, most of Twitter did not like that, and Peterson was hit with tens of thousands of negative replies. But a lot of his supporters pushed back, defending him and his statement. And he's got nearly 3 million followers. So what does it all mean? Is it time for more diversity in modeling, or is the beauty industry getting too woke? I'm joined by two people who know everything about this topic. You know Emme as the first successful full-figured model. She was one of People magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People 2 times. She's also a body image advocate. And this might be my 4th or 5th time interviewing you, so welcome. It's good to see you again. And Lana Ogilvie is also a very popular model. She became the first model of color to sign a contract with CoverGirl Cosmetics. And she appeared in the 1994 Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Her skincare line is called Lana Ogilvie Cosmetics, aptly named. Thank you both for being here. Emme, I'm going to start with you. So what do you think? What do you think about this whole brouhaha?
It's a conversation that needs to happen, and I think that this person who said that Yumi is not beautiful and no authoritative comments would change it. It sounds like, he sounded pretty authoritative of putting a statement down. And I love that he did this, because it's going to get us to talk about this issue that is clearly an important issue to talk about. You can't be one way and not one way of beauty. You have a whole bouquet of beauty. We've shared this together. We've talked about this for years and years and years. But it's shocking that this individual who is a psychiatrist or a psychologist would say this nationally. I wonder if he's looking to bring himself into the news. It's really horrendous.
Did you experience this kind of thing when you were, getting your career underway? Did people say to you that you shouldn't be a model because you were full-figured?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. And I was a reporter before I was a model, and I remember thinking this is just very bizarre. It's such an unusual, the photographers and some of the stylists did not want to shoot me. They were afraid to have images of a woman that was not a size 0 or 2. But there were clients that really wanted us to work with them because they knew that there were 100 million women above a size 14 that they were developing clothes for up in the early 90s. And, it's only been an incredible opportunity for retailers to be able to have a beautiful array of clothing. They're not stupid. And so it's interesting that this particular individual is going to put, a wash of negativity on something so celebrative. So many women, millions and millions of women around the United States and the world are just applauding Yumi's beautiful image, as well as, we see Mai Musk in her 70s, and we see other women in SI swimsuit looking gorgeous, whether they're size 0, 2, or 4, 6, or 8, or 10, or 12. There are a whole array of women. And not only, we have a bouquet, hues of color of skin. So this is what beauty is all about, not just one standard, one absolutely impossible standard to fit in.
Impossible. You're right about that. So I was surprised to see Elon Musk's mom, and she did look spectacular, like just gorgeous. I can only hope to look like that tomorrow. So Lana, jump in here because, man, 1994 swimsuit issue. You had a lot of firsts, and I wonder how much you experienced as you were sort of breaking into maybe what others didn't think was the ideal swimsuit issue model.
Well, I mean, certainly, I guess, during our time, me and Emme, the response from idiots like this guy wasn't so immediate. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there were people that didn't think I should have a CoverGirl contract, or didn't think I was beautiful, or didn't think I should be in Sports Illustrated, or any of this stuff. But the response from people's negative attitudes wasn't so immediate. Sure, this guy is out there and he has a public Twitter account. He puts out his own opinions. That's what Twitter is for. Obviously, you can't put out things that are, going to cause violence or whatever. But if he doesn't think she's beautiful, hey, that's his opinion. But the whole, what Emme just said about the authoritarian part of it that he's put down, well, he's doing the exact same thing. And Sports Illustrated didn't, in fact, do that, because there are 4 different covers. So if you don't like the way she looks, and I don't know why, because the woman's drop dead gorgeous. But if a full-figured woman doesn't appeal to you, hey, man, that's okay. Look at one of the other covers. Or don't look at it at all, either way. But, to come out, and you know why he's looking at it, right? Don't make any bones about it, why most men look at that, right? And I was in it myself. But if she is not appealing to you, Kim Kardashian's on another cover, Ciara's on another cover, Mae Musk was on another cover. So, what is your deal here? And you're supposed to be a self-help guru. Like, I'm sorry, what you've just done seems to be the exact opposite of that. Like, did you forget about that when you were tweeting this, or, you know what I mean? And it's always amazing.
But then there's this whole idea, right? Of there's this whole idea of the pinup model, and a lot of perhaps men, and I would say women too, because women consume this kind of media as well, are thinking, wait a minute, that's not the fantasy, that's not the, like Emme said, the impossible, the dream, the thing, the unicorn that we all want to achieve.
No, but I actually think, the thing is, Sports Illustrated is a magazine. It's a Western magazine. They are appealing to their audience. Now, beauty has different ideas. Beauty is just someone's opinion, It's not a fact.
That's right.
It's not like 1 + 1, which makes 2. And in every part of the world, what people or the general public in that particular area or country might consider beautiful is completely different to the next society. So Western society has this one kind of idea, not ideal, idea of what beauty should be. Sports Illustrated is catering to their market, which is mostly the United States, right? They've offered 4 different covers, which they feel are going to best sell their magazine. And that's really all they're doing. Yeah. They're not laying down any totalitarian voice at all. I mean, they're just trying to sell magazines.
I want to ask you, we're going to go through the 4. We're going to go through the 4 covers so that everybody can see the different ones. There's the one that you were talking about with Kim Kardashian. And then there's Mae Musk. That's Elon Musk's mom. And that is definitely a different demographic than we had expected before. So, guys, I do want to ask you a little bit about the changing, and I'll call them ideas, not ideals, but the changing ideas about bodies. Because prior to Twiggy, who ruined my life and made, the idea that we should, look at it, skinny as a rail, right? Like, Twiggy came in the 60s and she was skinny as a rail. And for 30 years, we all had to be skinny as a rail. Before that was, Marilyn Monroe. And she was not. She was 5'5" and I think 135. So, this was the idea of spectacular and beautiful before Twiggy came along and made it, you need to look like a boy. And then Kate Moss came along and made us, reminded us all we needed to look like a boy. And then came Kim Kardashian. And then came Jennifer Lopez. And, and Lizzo. And so where are we headed? Emme, quick last comment. Where are we headed?
It's the bouquet.
I hope it just continues to become more diverse. It's a bouquet, like Emme says.
Yeah, sorry, finish up, Emme. Emme, I got 20 seconds left.
Yeah, this is who we are. Beauty comes in all different shapes, all different sizes, and all different hues and ages. And this is what SI swimsuit is reflecting. It's no longer just this ideal. And those that protest so much are probably checking out all of it and enjoying it. And I think there's something going on with this gentleman that really didn't have something nice to say. Good to see you, Lana.
Emme,
yeah,
Lana
good to see
Ogilvie.
You too.
Thank you both. I just, what a delightful conversation.
I'm happy that Sports Illustrated is embracing all of this. It's wonderful.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.